everyone, it's me, Krista. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. If not, welcome for the very first time to my little art corner here on YouTube. Today I'm going to be doing another sketchbook tour. This is actually one of my favorite sketchbooks just because it's a black hardcover. Got it from Utrecht quite a few years ago. Most of the pieces in this one are going to be from around 2015, which is when I started getting back into doing art. I took a hiatus for quite a while, just for personal reasons and deciding that art school wasn't for me and just kind of hating everything I created and all that stuff. But I came back into it, obviously, thus the point of this channel. We are going to be doing a sketchbook tour in here, and it's just going to be for this specific sketchbook. It's not filled up all the way yet, but I will show you what I have as of now. I do want to give you guys a heads up. There are going to be a few pieces that are more horror or more scary. There should be like 2 of them in here. And there is going to be some drawn nudity. So if you are uncomfortable with either of those things, you can go ahead and skip this video or just skip the 2 pieces. I will be doing this like the last one, where it's just going to be a bunch of scanned images, and I'm going to be kind of talking about them. So let's get into it. So a lot of the sketchbook is going to be like practice and then also ideas for future projects. This one is supposed to be the back of a woman with an eye in it, which I did use for a project later. Here is a drawing of Nancy from The Craft. I was sketching while watching the film. It's one of my favorite movies. I know that the likeness isn't great, but it's a freeform sketch and that's just how it goes. This one is of Neve Campbell's character in The Craft. These were actually drawn, like I said, while watching the movie, so I was literally looking at the screen and doing these. And these next 2 are for an idea I had as part of a series I've been working on for quite a few years with kind of eyeballs coming out of stuff. This one was supposed to be like a Trinity head, and then with eyeballs coming out of different areas. I may or may not try to work with this again. I kind of like the idea, especially with the stretching of the skin over the heads, but I still gotta figure it out. This is something that I did actually end up using for a painting later. Once again, it's a back view of a woman with an eyeball. The reference photo I used, I think, was of Dita Von Teese, if I'm remembering correctly. And the concept is supposed to be representative of like the evil eye as a protection ward to kind of keep negativity away, and that's why it's on the back. It's kind of like, I'm watching your back. This one I still want to do as a finished piece. It's going to be a couple kind of inside of the vessels of a heart. I need to figure this out more and probably do a huge version of it. If I were to finish it and figure out exactly how I'm doing it, it would probably be like a 2 foot by 3 foot piece, just so I can get in all those details I want. Another sketch from Nancy from The Craft. You're going to see a couple of doubles in here. There's a lot of face practice for me. If I remember correctly, I was getting kind of upset about my inability to get a likeness down as well as I would like to, and then some of the angle issues that I have and still to an extent have, just not as badly. For some reason, like I said in the other video, perspective always is a struggle for me, and sometimes figuring out the lines of a rounded surface for the face is still a struggle for me. But these are just different versions and different sketches and kind of figuring out how that works. These next few drawings or sketches are just me drawing everyday objects. Like this is a pill bottle. God, those cylinders are off really badly, and my line's not straight, so that's a big part of it. There's also a little EOS lip balm there.
But yeah, it's always interesting to see the mistakes you make later as you grow as an artist. Because I think then I thought it looked pretty good, and now I can see a lot more issues, and that's just something you're going to come across more and more as you learn more and as your skill level grows. And honestly, for these, because I have an issue drawing straight lines in general, if I would have just used a ruler, it would have helped me significantly with the placement and with the objects not being as tilted and figuring out how to do the cylinders and ovals a lot better. And a huge issue I'm seeing with a lot of these is just having my structure lines in weird places and not fully following it the way I should have been. Because of my own issues drawing straight lines, I should have definitely used a ruler. And with some of the portraits later, I do that quite a bit more, and there's a massive improvement. Aw, this is my creepy little Bulbasaur that didn't get finished with his bright red colored pencil eyes. Ain't he lovely? And terrifying at the same time. Another barely drawn face. I believe this one was of a silent film actress because I did do a gouache painting playing around later using photos of that same silent film actress. This is a sketchy sketch of one of my grandmother's kitty cats. I was just sitting there drawing from life with my terrible, terrible nearsightedness and trying to do it that way. They're cute. I like the energy and looseness of them. They're not perfect, but I feel they have a little bit of charm to them, just a tiny bit. And this is more practice from that one Harajuku fashion photo book that I talked about in the previous sketchbook video. I don't remember what pencil I was using for that, but it's definitely a different material than normal. And then here is a slightly better version from the same photo from the same book. Little bit better. Figuring it out just a slight tiny bit more. These are also from that same book. Geez, their faces are terrifying in this. Oh, they're so creepy looking. Attempting a perspective drawing with my wobble lines. This is actually of a swiveling kind of bookcase that I have. You can turn it around, it's double-sided so you can fit more on it. More lame practice of soda cans, and there's going to be a couple of these with my not straight lines. If there's anything I am really learning from looking at these is that I really needed to learn how to utilize a ruler more often, especially then. Yeah, because those are not good structure lines, and if I don't have a good structure line, it's not going to look right for sure. More soda can, and hey look, it is a mug. Or a beer stein, one of the two. A few more face drawings. The shading on this was much better, but it was a softer pencil, so it kind of smudged on the previous page. That does happen. And here I am using structure lines quite a bit better and actually utilizing a ruler, and it's just a huge, huge difference. A lot of these portraits are actually of drag queens who have been on RuPaul's Drag Race at various points, and if you can tell who they are, you should let me know in that comment section down below. But even just that slight difference in using the lines and following them quite a bit better, it makes a huge difference compared to the portraits that are in this same sketchbook earlier. And obviously they're still not perfect, but there's a pretty significant change in how they look versus what is here previously. For sure. And that's just a creepy little bunny. Because I felt like drawing a creepy little bunny, apparently. Go figure. Okay, these bunnies here, I doodle and have doodled like since middle school or high school. I love them. But their big sad eyes, they make me happy. Don't know why. It's just how it goes. They're my little bunnies. And this is more face practice. This is of Allison Harvard from America's Next Top Model, if I remember correctly. She has such interesting eyes, and they're so large, and it's a proportion that's not average. So they're really fascinating to draw because she almost looks like a real life anime character or doll, and she's just great to sketch. Angry, screamy face. I think this was for a painting idea, which may or may not come into fruition later. We'll find out. And more kind of expression practice. I believe this was from a photo of Marilyn Monroe. It's interesting because drawing resting faces is very different than drawing faces where there's a lot of expression or a lot of emotion going on. And that's definitely something that I need to practice more as well. Because well, I shouldn't say I feel like a lot of artists tend to draw kind of in a photo style, like they're just sitting there for the camera without any emotion, or doing kind of an Instagram thing where it's unrealistic proportions or drawing from a super edited photo. I need to practice more doing faces with a lot of different ranges of emotions and smiles and wrinkles and everything, because it helps understand the physiology of the face and also to help understand how it moves when we go through the gamut of emotion. Yeah. So that is it for the sketchbook tour. If you liked this video, please hit that like button. If you have any comments, questions, feelings, or concerns, please let me know in that comment section down below. If you want to see more videos like this, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day or night to watch this video and listen to me ramble about art stuff. I hope you have a great rest of your day or night, and bye! See you soon!